For those unprepared, change will lead to a crisis, while for those well prepared, it'll bring great opportunities. During the past decade, the world has changed rapidly. In fact, changes during the last 10 years are faster and more forceful than those in the past 100 years. At present, technology advances in leaps and bounds. The tides of trade, production, investment, knowledge and information rapidly and easily transcend national frontiers. People in India, Ireland, China, the Philippines and Israel, with a mastery of the English language and skills in information and communication technologies, can work for companies in the United States of America without having to leave their homelands. A single product can be made of various parts fabricated in countries situated in more than 3 continents around the world. Today, we are living in a world faced with an economic crisis which can knock on the front door of our farmers and workers at any time. Rapid changes in the world have not only transformed various branches of knowledge, globalization has also brought about new learning methods and new approaches to knowledge management, resulting in new capacities and opportunities. Our world is now revolving with the forces of knowledge and wisdom. Are we ready to begin a major reform for a better quality of life for the Thai people?
เก่งค่ะถ้ามีครั้งนั้น
Since the enactment of the National Education Act 1999, progress has been made in the systematic reform of our national education, covering the structure, learning, production and development of teachers, educational administration, as well as standards and quality. These important steps have taken root and led to gratifying development in various aspects. Nevertheless, the strong tide of change during the past decade calls for further efforts for our educational reform. We need a better and more efficient reform for the second decade. Otherwise, if our country and our people are caught unprepared, we will be lost in the swollen tides of globalization. The year 2009. The next step for the reform of education. We need to improve the quality of education, build a firm foundation for learning, and be always ready to maximize on new knowledge and innovations in order to catch up with the trends in our world, where knowledge constantly changes and has no frontier. We need to improve production and development of our teachers, faculty staff and educational personnel so that teachers can fully play their important roles in learning activities. We need to increase efficiency of educational administration, as well as decentralization of authority and encouragement of public participation in education, so that the social sector will play a greater role in the education and learning of members of the society. We need to increase educational opportunities for all people. Education is essential to human development. Education will therefore lead to development of human resources of higher quality in all parts of the country. We need to strengthen production and development of our manpower so as to allow our workforces in both academic and vocational streams to show their highest potential. They will succeed in their career paths, doing the work according to their aptitude. Educational financing will be improved. The system for allocating budgets for education will be streamlined with the focus on the learners so as to maximize on investment in education. Regarding education technology, benefits will be obtained from new information and communication technologies as well as the mass media. The media, which provides substances of quality, will enable people in all parts of the country to have access to knowledge. As for legal instruments, existing laws will be further improved or new laws enacted to facilitate and support the reform of education, so that efforts for the second decade of reform will be more rapid and more efficient. Non-formal and informal education for continuous lifelong learning will contribute to strengthening a knowledge society. The skills acquired are essential to our constantly changing world. In the present situation of world economic crisis, how can our people learn and find opportunities so as to form their own niche based on a firm foundation? In an age where cultures of other parts of the world arrive in our country, how can our people learn and appreciate new trends and yet maintain our Thai identity and values? In the global tide of consumerism today, how can our people live worthy lives based on morality and ethics in order to find true happiness? The world today is revolving with the forces of knowledge and wisdom. Let us embark on the reform of Thailand through our collective efforts in the reform of education.